The impacts on the aquatic water bodies, whether it's river or in even other surface water bodies, is this that already the surface water bodies, particularly in the rural areas, are impacted by pesticide pollution. And how this is happening? So the excessive pesticide, insecticide, fertilizers that are applied on the agricultural fields or farmers' plots in and around such water bodies, because they are applied in huge amounts, many of them will collect as soil residues. And when irrigation water is applied for irrigating the crops, as well as when there are attempts to uh, to irrigate vast areas through open irrigation systems which are not very scientifically managed, and when there is rain, pre or post monsoon rain, or even during the monsoon, all these chemical residues are washed up and they drain into the surface water bodies, causing serious pollution. And mostly these are toxic chemicals that get into the water, and they causes what is the killing of good bacteria and other aquatic organisms, aquatic vegetation, invertebrates, vertebrates that survive in water, and killing them. Similar is the example where what happens with in case of idle immersions, particularly in small confined water bodies. In case of rivers, what happens is when you dump materials, usually because of the strong current, they are distributed over a long area, so it reduces the concentration of the chemicals at a particular or a specific point. But because this is spread across into a small area, in case of a confined water body, for example, a small lake or a pond, swamp, ditch, these are marsh or a bog. In case of these surface water bodies which are present adjacent to agricultural farmlands or to people's habitation, or in the city or urban rural areas close to human habitation, or so when people are dumping the waste materials in them, one of the things that is happening is the biodegradation of the biological materials that are being dumped into water. That includes flowers, leaves of various plants like banana leaves and other things, all kinds of camphor, resin for burning and incense sticks. All this kind of stuff that goes into the water undergoes a slow degradation. But while they are degrading, and as well as the paints that come out from the idols that get absorbed into the water or floats into the water, particularly in the form of oil and other sticky materials that are being used for the purpose of making these idols or making them looking shiny, turpentine oils and those kind of stuff. Once they get into the aquatic ecosystem, what happens is they float on the water, surface of the water. All these debris, whether biodegradable or non-biodegradable, such as plastics, lots of different kinds of polymer products, synthetic hairs that are made to prepare the hairs of the idols, their ornamentation from thermocoals, and all kinds of these things keep floating on the surface of water. And as a result, the sunlight does not get the chance to penetrate to the bottom of the water surface, pond surface, and this results in the degradation of the quality of the aquatic ecosystem, because there is not enough benthos or aquatic plant materials generated on which other vertebrates and invertebrates in the aquatic ecosystems survive. Now, the consequence of this is pretty challenging and gross, in the sense that all these materials leads to significant loss of the biological oxygen demand as well as the chemical oxygen demand. The water gets turbid over the time, which includes the presence of solid materials into the water. The turbidity changes, the hardness of the water, the pH of the water is being impacted. So all these aquatic changes or these biogeochemical changes that happen to water is going to significantly attack both the plants and animals, or impact the plants and animals that find water as their habitat. Now, people won't go and dump idols, etc. in case of big ponds or hatcheries or areas where they are harvesting various kinds of fishes or producing commercial fishery, prawns, those kind of stuff, because they know this is commercially important part. They are being well guarded and protected by security people. So which of these artificial or natural surface water bodies are being impacted is the one which is like the water body of the rural area, where people go for washing their clothes, or washing the animals, the livestock, and those kind of stuff, which is a regular part of your daily life cycle. Those are the most significant and unfortunate part of these biological and non-biological materials get trapped and damage the aquatic system. It's not that things happen overnight. It is like a degradation that takes place over quite a bit of long time, and that reduces the quality of life within this aquatic system by depleting oxygen, by causing eutrophication, which is the growth of other kinds of harmful bacteria like phosphate solubilizing bacteria that kills the healthy bacteria, and then they produce the growth of mucilaginous toxic leaching blue-green algae or blue-green bacteria on the water that produces a foul smell with their degradation and makes the water unsuitable for drinking, reduces the oxygen level, adds toxics to the water, and it changes the whole population dynamics of numerous microscopic as well as macroscopic aquatic life forms. So these are serious concerns that are being impacted as a result of our freshwater aquatic systems being damaged. Similar in case of Ganesh Chaturthi or Ganesh festival in Maharashtra, Mumbai, they dump a lot of these idols directly into the ocean, and similar impacts are being reported in the ocean. But still, the ocean is a vast, Arabian Sea is a vast area, so they are being diluted. The idols are usually being floating around here and there. But over the time, some steps have been taken to reduce this menace, but it is still not enough to make significant impact in protecting the environment.
Shoykot Kumar Basu, Kalinga Chronicle TV, Kolkata Bureau.